There's a name, a big hole got out of there too, and that's the name. From the rear, he couldn't find ride for a job.
All right, we are back for night 2. We're going to run the show a little bit slow tonight. We had an incident here at the track in the pits. I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, we're starting the show. It's going to be a little bit slower. We lost a few live pros last night, about 4. I'll tell you what we have. We start with a limited pros class 1. We're going to have a couple of, looks like we got a Wild Street 4x4 and a Hot Farm to start off. Terry Tanner and his case tractor are going to start out. Then we're going to go into light limited pro semis. We got 4: Hank Oster, Matt Hurst, Jeremy Greek, and Albert Brown. Then we're going to go to Pro Stock, Super Stock. Bobby Martin, Josh Martin, Russell Hillenbrand, Josh Martin, Jeff Hodem, and Chris Hoyt, those 6. Now, just pay attention to me because I don't know who's driving the Pro Stocks yet. Then we're going to go Class 3, Super Stock 4x4, Shane Fleck, Kervin Zimmerman, Norman Neuschwanger, John Manns, and Matt Holbrook. Class number 4, Light Pro, Shane Scott, Black and Blue, Brent Naylor, Heath Wright, Cody Up, Matt Smith, Kenny Rippian Jr., Jeff McClatchy, Heath Wright, Chris Cameroni, Mark Smith, Mike Weaverman. Mike Weaverman's a scratch. And I thought the Vermont tractors went home. We'll find out. So that's what we got. Limited Pro semis after these 2 exhibitions.
Hey, you got a USB to USB-C charging cable? Well, that's what my cable's last over. I just need it for like 20 minutes.
Go give me that black bag. That's a backpack standing up by that tripod. I got one in there. Thank you. Say, Will, how's the weather? How's the weather? Let's bring up the weather bug here. I know it's hotter than it was last night. See if we can get that on the screen for you. Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. 87 degrees, 2 degrees warmer. Wind is a little bit less, 5 degrees mile per hour by the south. All right. And Terry Tanner coming up first. Worst case. Night 2, Shippensburg Pool, Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. That's where we're at. Brian Yeager is announcing. Will Witt, I'm your in-track camera guy. Tanner Schnellbaker is your starting line camera guy.
No, USB to C. Huh? USB to C. I mean, I can try the C to C. My C to C isn't working.
There you go. Is that small? Is that big enough?
That's not the... What is that? I don't know what the end is. No, I'll just trying the white one. There, so
Do you have a USB-C charger?
yeah, I have that. I have that right here. But my cord is pretty much
That's the best cable we want right there. Stressed out, man. That's what happens when you don't lose your mind for 1 second.
appreciate it.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hold on.
Are you okay? That's fine.
I've seen.
What's the German word? Good height?
Hey, I've seen these before.
Yeah.
For like, more or less like people that use it for their computer setups at home. Are they good? Like, I mean, I see like I don't know how they work, but.
I don't either. I use it, but I don't know how they work. It's an OLED screen that's got a touch capacitor on it.
Right. Well, I mean, I figure. Well, I've seen the ones that at least they'll like launch with different programs or whatever. Like you can make one button launch the one program or something. That's what I didn't know.
Ray Kaufman is your in-track or head official.
That's what I didn't know.
What?
So like I could make this one for my video editing, photo editing, whatever. Like, the buttons can be. That's
Yes.
what I've seen stuff like that.
That's not this. This is specific to this device. But yes, there are things that do that.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know. It looked kind of like it. Sounds like.
Brian Yeager is your master of ceremonies up there, giving us trivia, saying the names and distances. I'll try not to override him too much because I know you guys can hear him. LT Ocker is working the in-track digital board and keeping us up to date. And then I'll be doing the best I can with the results.
We can do the national anthem and everything else. We can get started. That time I got you.
Good evening once again, folks, and thanks for your attendance here tonight. At this time, would you please rise and observe the flag up on the sunny hillside for the playing of our national anthem?
Yeah.
I just know because I'll be on this side most of the time again.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
All right, big thank you again for that attendance through the night, spectators and visitors, helpers, and sponsors. I hope everybody has a safe and enjoyable night. We're going to start the evening out with 2 exhibition books, and we'll move from that into pro-stock seminars. So our first competitor, the first person in the crowd will be Terry Tanner, come from New Columbia, Pennsylvania, and is driving East 96 stock tractor called Worst Case Scenario. This tractor comes out of the Hope stable up in Shippensburg. I did that last night. Chris Hoyt is here with the net and asked me to cross my fingers for him last night. They hauled that thing clear back to Shippensburg last night and worked on it. So they're back, and they brought the hot stock with them. This is the newest tractor out of their shed up there. And it looks like, we're going to put the truck in front of it. So we're going to back up here to catch up. Super nice guy and family and friends down here from New York. For the old 72 Chevy that's making about a 6-point turn doing there. Bill Brown out way. I checked out this truck pretty closely when I got here this afternoon. He was supposed to come down last night and didn't know why. He never came to the track and he had the power steering hose and it was spraying oil into the header and he was catching fire. So it wasn't going up. This guy has a junkyard and a big recycling center and road, if you will, up in New York State. He drove down here 6 hours, and he and his wife were so pleased at how nice the people are and how everything runs here. And I said, well, thank you very much. I'll make sure to tell the folks you said that, and we're happy to have you. If he was in our area, he'd pull in this truck in the 6,200-pound class at interstate, which allows 503 cubic inch and a single 4-barrel carburetor and a DO2 tire, then he could run down Dragon Motorsports in Virginia and run their 6,200 class. And Rosenbaum was up there last night with some of those other guys. But I was explaining to this man that Interstate has a class for this, and a lot of those guys now run in Virginia. So he said, well, I wasn't too excited last night when the power steering line was broken because those trucks that were running in the full production class are much more powerful than mine. But he has only hooked this thing one time and tore out the transfer case. So he put a heavier transfer case in it, a different set of tires. He's got a new set of Traxxas tires on it. He wants to give it a whirl. Cool 72 the last year for that bonus style. It started in 67. This big block Chevy, and it's a 4-speed, now with the heavy-duty transfer. We got a big old 14-bolt wheel in the back, and the things in front actually see how it goes, and I'm sure that he was also. And it was a very rough start, but we'll have at it again as long as nothing there. Here's 6 phones work. 6 hours up the road. I hope it didn't break. A lot of, he and his wife have a lot of old classic cars and trucks that are showing me lots of pictures, and like me, he likes all brands. But he said, I'm not sure what this thing's going to do. I just need to get in front of the sled and get some track time with it. Josh Anderson down there at the driver's door talking to him, and I know he was at the one front wheel spun, but I don't know if the back was digging or not, so it looks like it's got some issues, and anything that comes out fresh out of the shop.
For Bill, Wild Willie.
If it didn't break, maybe we'll see it back here before the end of the night. Josh jumped on our equipment over in Shippensburg, got his that little van loader, and he's putting 2,000-pound weight in the box for the next guy. And then we've got more weights for the semis that are ready to come out.
Well, that's not wild.
So Terry Tanner, we got Casey up next to me, we'll be the semis, and Hank Oster, famous Amos, will be the first to four. We'll be followed by Matt Hurst. He's driving the Inconvenience Freightliner tonight to know the boys that are captain of it. And then Jeremy, the son, having pressure time. That's the V Peter built with the big Cummins. And Albert with the back and black necks will make up that first class, the 2,000 million first semis. And we'll go with the tractors. And Bobby Martin, first class night, he was ready for the night. Point number 2, and first instead for that six-pack of big smoker tractors. Well, the Kubota's driving away, so I move the cases ready to get in front of the Terminator. Trying to get some seat time for Terry and track time for this new tractor that'll be running hot stock on the circuit. There goes Hank that is big international. All in another weight going on the right side of the box on the sled. While they're taking care of that, we'd like to thank Aerotech Heating, including the Dr. Strasburg, and maybe his neighbor in Newburgh, and Seeds Shippensburg. Listen to that also Pat Latham in that Freightliner. The Yellow International and the Silver Freightliner both insert cat engines. That's new style 6-cylinder electronic controlled Caterpillar diesel. All right, Josh jumped off the little loader. Services and oils. That's the case here, going down between the banners. And he's ready to put that in for fill in the holes. That's Brandon Pierce at the Unlimited Services of our sponsors, and he's out there working last tonight, free of charge with his machine and that land thing that does such a great job filling in the holes when these tractors stop, spinning the wheels, and digs some holes in the track. The folks on the front get a look in the grill work of that Freightliner, and they notice there's no radiator in there, and they're nothing but a couple thousand horsepower worth of Caterpillar. And here comes the case. If you weren't here last night, you missed the explanation of this whole 220 paint job. These tractors made their debut in late '69, and they were 300 sheet metal that Case Car Desert Sunset. And in '75, they went to Power White. And these guys made a wonderful paint job utilizing both of those colors of the tan and the white. It makes a good looking tractor. I think he'll be running the high stock class once it gets a little more seat time. Over 9,500 weight limit. And a 3.1 turbocharger. With an intercooler and minor intercooler around 8 and backwards on that big intercooler. If you want to run an intercooler, they back you up to an 8.
Exhibition only for this tractor. We got one.
At New Columbia. It's called Worst Case Scenario. We run with the whole team all the time. Of course, they have the post-op cases, the med case and stress case. Med case is here tonight, stress case is broken. Has been for a couple of weeks. Let's see what happens here. Worst case scenario. Pretty nice pass last night.
$363.89 for Chris driving. 31.6 on the speed. Good speed. Alright, see if we can pull our running order for these semis so you can know who's what and run and win. Limited Pro semis, we got the starting off with the scrapper. Inconvenience, pressure time, and back in line.
With the international scrapper, the first, followed by Inconvenience, it's an 87 plate round. Share the group with the vehicle, and I'll be flying with the super rounder. All lined up nice and pretty. So we have two old school fuels in this class, and two new school electronic motors. The first two will be electronic. And those guys are good. I took a 2500 RPM computer system on that AC flat motor, and I tricked it to get these engines up to 4,000 RPM, since over 2,000 horsepower, 4,000 RPM. And that was first time I've ever had flight for scratch units. So how do they do that? They have that stuff locked up. But once you move it up, right up.
Got to put a little weight in there.
Whether it's a compact, a 2.5, a 2.6, or even a 2.9. Or medium, very big, skid loader, mini excavator, wheel loader, hay equipment, and more contact ag industrial today. They have locations in Madison, New Holland, PA, Toronto, PA, and Dover, Delaware. And that's the Chesterfield Performance Industries. They have three-wheel drive off-road basic performance and sled-film drive-on packages located in Bordentown, New Jersey. Their number is 609-743-0595. Chesterfield Performance Industries. And thanks to Fair Dollar Performance. Fuel, air, and power available from Fair Dollar Performance. They specialize in truck and tractor pulling and diesel component service. with the performance needs from turbos, fuel pumps, injectors, and more. Again, with FWD.com. Very valid performance. Appreciate their sponsorship. Go through our server. And Raymond's Grain of Watsontown, Pennsylvania.
That's right. Spring Garden Repair, 1-3, Ag Industrial, Full Load Engineering, Dixie Drivetrain, Hassler Diesel, Foreman's Grain LLC, East West Drilling Incorporated, and AKE, the world's best stop fire extinguisher. They said that, and I believe it. Get you some of that.
They do diesel repairs, rebuilds, switch back on the motor work, transmission, straight-nose fuel pumps, warning lights, and electrical issues, and they cover Ford, Chevy, Dodge, all of them. Located in Bethel, PA. Phone number 717-933-2121.
WWP TV only has one sponsor. Well, only one paid sponsor, Extreme Driver. Also, honorable mention, Big L Tire, Harrisonburg, 6 Virginia locations help you out. Mention WWP TV, get 5% off your bill. And Dragon Motorsports helped me get started all these years. Can't say enough about them guys.
Everything goes well for Chris Lake. All right, Sled is ready for the first of 4 and the limited pro-stock semi-class. Hank Oster owns a big salvage yard and towing and recovery business in Salisbury, Pennsylvania. You've probably heard of Salisbury, Maryland, but Salisbury, Pennsylvania is in the bottom left corner. So he can run out of Pennsylvania right into Ohio, down into West Virginia. Almost 52,000 more pounds. But big towing and recovery facility. And it's probably been going on 7-8 years ago now. He went out along the interstate to pick up a rolled-over triaxle dump truck. And that yellow truck down there was it. I took the bed off of it and removed the lift axle and shortened it up and made a very, very competitive limited pro-stock semi-hours thing. Acer 600 cat motor. Here at the option, keep it at the back of the air. That goes for all the first pillars in the classes. For the season. And for the new returns, the 100 foot motor. You have the pro-stock, now the throttle before the front stand reaches 100 foot motor, back up to have 7%. Cubic inch 6 on it. And listen to it. Acer electronic cat. And like I said earlier, the programmer has been tricked to allow it to get to 4,000 RPMs. And he makes sure it goes that far to it. Does not cut it any slack. He and his brother Lawrence, Jerry living good. Put a lot of miles on a semi and a land-all trailer hauling this thing around. He finished second in points last year on the interstate circuit, or East Coast circuit, and I believe he was points leader the year before. So, a very good truck if you're an international fan. And how cool is this class? International, Freightliner, Peterbilt, and Mack. Doesn't get much better, does it? A little bit of everything. Here comes the first one, the Scrapper. Wait till you hear this thing rev up. It's a powerhouse.
3796 for Hank.
That's what we're up to. The officials say we're good. We're set right away. We know exactly what's going on. The sled is excellent. And that was an excellent run on 327.96 feet. Set the marker for 3 traffic.
Look at that crowd. Here's what everybody's chasing. 32796 for Inconvenience, Pressure Time, and Back in Black. They're all chasing that man. Get it started.
So the sheriff, we might come on the deal, has 54,000 pounds right now, as I said. And the reason I'm not actually not stone, is you can't pick that up on the scales and wear it. But that's a pretty good test. I'm sure it works for that one transfer. 5,000 pounds. That means 22,000 pounds pressure. Just a side down. Pretty quick right. That put it at 27.1 miles per hour. And the orange cone you see on the left sideline. And it is placed at the front of the sled at 327.96 feet. And that is in the Inconvenience Freeliner tonight. This truck looks quite a few drivers. It's definitely not his first time. This started out as a 1987 model, and I don't know what engine was in it, but I assure you it didn't have an instant electronic caterpillar motor in it like it does now. So, if the eyesight's been good, you can see that the capture on that one's still good. If your iPhone, like you're going to take a close picture of it, zoom in on it, you can play in with that engine. You'll see pretty much everything. But the turbo, of course, is hanging on the side of that motor. You see the short stack at the right back corner of the cab. It's still a car coming up close to 7 miles. Just think of what the exhaust temperature is. And that turbo is probably 10 feet ahead of the end of that exhaust pipe. When you can send 5 feet out of 4 or 5 inch pipe, you'll know down there things are cooking under that hood. Thousands of horsepower in this class. Not horse with Inconvenience.
Got Jeff Odom here. You got the Martins, they're all staged. The tractor for the case went back to Chick City last night. Talked to Chris, I said we ready to go tonight, so I'll let you know in a little bit. We'll find out. He only went 60 foot last night. We'll see what he goes tonight.
The 379 is the best selling around there with Class 8 truck in history. They were made from 87 to 07. The tribute question I use on pre-board is when did they put that red over on that truck? You see that green ornament? Well, real ornament's made. Tribute question is what animals on that was paid.
Jeremy Greek coming up next on Pressure Time.
Second show of that 1952. Just because I checked it last year. Very collectible engine nowadays. 1150 and if you're a Dodge Star or a Cummins fan, if you like the 5.9 Cummins, this goes 3 times what a 5.9 weighs. It is one heavy-duty engine with 6 separate cylinder heads. And it's like trying to find a hen's tooth now. Super collectible engine. They used to twin turbo and were using for marine applications. They were using the generators and came over their trucks.
$333.12, $333.12. 28.7 on speed. If you're keeping score at home. All right, we got 3 down, 1 to go. See what he's chasing here is Albert Brown. And back in black. 33312, there it is. Just a few feet ahead of Hank.
On the west side, you'll have to make a hard right if you're past the center of the track or towards the finish. It's original Magic Series. They made like 116 carburetors.
Talking about you.
I think they made 116 or so conventionals and about 64 carburetors. This is a highly collectible truck, and it's not a clone. It's an original Magic Series. Magic stripes down the side. And it's got their second generation V8 motor in it at 998 cubic inches. Look, really radiator inside the door of that one. 998 cubic inch V8 Mag, the 4-cylinder heads. Super collectible truck, 85 model Superliner. They ran up the road now in town, Pennsylvania. This is Andy Brown with back and back. tonight in force. The winner here tonight is Jeremy Goop with the Washington Peterbilt going through 12. Second place of what I think goes to the Scrapper International 327.96. At the end. Side of the truck, there he is, standing beside his father. The fans kindly give them a nice round of applause. The winner of the limited pro Stock semi-class. Sheriff, you can find a day. Shippensburg, Greencastle Livestock Market, Keystone Crop Insurance Services of Waynesboro, Martin's Weekend in Shippensburg, and Moats Park of Shippensburg. Sponsorships. Keeping our mission affordable. It is affordable. When you compare it to the outlaws have been Central Pennsylvania, and that's 35% at that admission fee of the local thanks to Lifton Tow of Learstown, and thanks to Newberg Auto LLC, thanks to Seed Consultants of Newberg. You're going to see.
What do you think we're going to do? I think we're going to heavy it up a little bit.
Fans, 6 of them in the class. You talk about a 6-pack to go. They're going to be going here shortly. So Bobby Martin is the first one on that darn deer. The Martin team out of Chambersburg with their first owned pro stocker. It's a 7710. So Pro Stock Super Stock allows 2 different tractors in this class, actually 3. You can have Super Stock diesel with 30.5-inch drive-back tires and a couple turbos, or you can have alcohol, or you can have diesel with one humongous turbo, unlimited in size with a 2-foot back tire. So 2 of them are with a 2-foot back tire, make it 5 of them. And 1 of them is a 2.5-foot wide back tire, alcohol Super Stock. And that's Jeff Hawkins, fully loaded John Deere. And if you like John Deere's, 4 of this is your class. 5 out of 6 of them are John Deere. And Chris Wake is the number 6 tractor in the class with the case down from Shippensburg. Sled is right in the middle of the track. For Bobby Martin, I don't have the option to keep it or drop it. He was first in the class last night. I believe he went 291 feet and he finished 4th. So if you weren't here last night, we had the light plane tractors and we had this Superco class. And the other classes were different than what we're going to see here tonight. But it's a double hook weekend for the big smoker tractors and the light pros. This is the second of 4 classes tonight. It'll be followed by Superstock 4-wheel diesel trucks, 5 of them in the class, and then the light pro tractors will have a present in that class. So Bobby told me late last night, he said, I'm a little rusty.
It's the rundown for tonight. That darn deer coming up first. Loose cannon, think green, John Deere green, fully loaded, and nutcase in that order.
There's men here tonight. Josh and Brandon had to get there to the medical sign. So Josh has 2 tractors listed in this class, and before he left, he told Chris Hayton, he said, they're already out, just go ahead and drive those for me. So Chris Hayton, the case driver in this class, is going to drive the 2 competitive John Deere tractors from the Martin Pulling team, as well as his own. He's going to be driving 1 tractor between each one of those 3. So they'll have a buggy out there, running him around. Joe Tanner, that was out here first with that case out farm tractor, will be his taxi driver, no doubt. And Terry will help him also. But this guy has the option to keep it or come back. Bobby Martin. We've been friends for quite a few years. And last night, I said I was happy to see 3 out of the 4 tractors here. Their deal is a twin to this one, and it's broken. But there goes Think Green down the side. That's the one that Josh usually drives. And John Deere green's here also. But Robert used to drive it and this one. Robert,
so Brian said it, so I'll echo it. Josh Martin was unloading his tractor and had a little incident and rolled back over him, trying to get the chains out, and put Earl into the side of the trailer. Tractor rolled back into the trailer. There's about 10 of us trying to roll it forward to get it off of those 2. And Josh went to the ER to get some x-rays, and we wish him the absolute best.
At some point. Bobby Martin on that one here. First stop, 600. They're talking it over in the sled, so I better just wait. See what the
297.2, 29.3 on the speed.
Make it 7. So they took 2,000 pounds off from the semis. It's about a 50,000-pound sled. 52. They're talking to Ben and Allison, saying, what do you think? Bobby went 297.2. So you folks want to vote on it? What would you do? I'd say thumbs up, but Danny's saying thumbs up, but we'll see what they make out. We want to have them stretch their legs as far as they can without getting out into the dry stuff.
good for everybody. They do a good job here at Shippensburg. Real good track last night. Modified 4x4s, they ran the left side every one of them. No one broke out.
Because of the slow setting change. Thanks to Barrick Tire Service and Sales, located in Newville. They have tires, batteries, tools, and more. Newville won't wait. Barrick Tire Sales. Thanks to Easy Recycling of Lewistown. Go buy your scrap, whether it's Ferris or mine. Easy Recycling. And thanks to Horizon Farm Credit at Shippensburg. So if you were here last night, I apologize for the new one, but if you weren't here last night, the next tractor coming out was in pieces yesterday morning. Josh Martin went out to Ohio, and the engine was not completed in the tractor, so he helped them. And they worked all night, and he got home at 9:30 yesterday morning. Still had a bunch of farm work to do, and that tractor to prep. And that's John Deere Green, I'm sorry. Had pink green to prep. So he ended up finishing second. That and about a little later. John Deere Green was in pieces yesterday. Pink green got a new motor last year. And he won last night. So that's the one that's firing up. It's a 7820 Pro Stock, 680 cubic inch big block with a single turbocharger that costs about $20,000. This tractor's going to go through a few going, a few, and probably going and a half of water coming down the track. They run the ice in the intercooler. These tractors in this class will melt 100-pound ice into warm water with that air going across that ice into that turbocharger. That's the secret. They want to cool down the air. So the air to water intercoolers, they want to cool down. No, let me back up. The air to air, but they're going across ice, and they will melt that ice into water in 300 feet. Because obviously the turbo is exhaust driven, and that makes the air hot. You don't want that. You want to cool it down. That's the purpose of the intercooler. That thing sounds good. One big turbo under the hood. And Chris Hoyt, God, and this is the case man from Shippensburg. He's been competing against these tractors for quite a few years over here since his case. And I doubt if he ever thought he'd have the opportunity to grab one up there and take it in the same night. There's about a 5-disc slipper clutch in there. So you put it in gear and you have to rev it up in order for those clutch plates to engage and back up. That's what he's doing there right now. Just get used to it. For the right down between his knees and he's going to put it in gear. He's getting a little help there. Mama's walking out. Make sure you get her in high gear. It's got 3 speeds. And first gear is probably 30% faster than high gear was when that was a farm tractor. Of course, it never was. The only thing farm tractor here is the plastic. This got a tube chassis and a big truck rear end and a custom 3-speed transmission. We call it a component tractor. They're all components in there except that first one, the bottom up road. Lightweight. Alright, chain's tight. We're looking for about 4,500 to 5,000 RPMs.
Coming right here out of Chambersburg.
And I'd say
Big green.
knocking on 4,000 horsepower, fans. Watch this. Chris Hay driving for Josh Martin on pink green.
.2, 33.2 on the speed.
We're set. It's not going to be 26.2, but I'm going to be set. So we're on to 5, 4. And there's no stops, there's no credits. So we're on the bill out there. Comes specialist and John, the first stop driver. Now it's going to get over. Now we're talking about
That's what they're chasing, 326.2. Put the 0 there for that darn deer, and I guess we skipped loose cannon, so we'll play it by ear who's coming down. That thing was absolutely flying last night. Goes up to 269 feet. So obviously, they got it taken care of. They do all the work on this tractor. They do a great job there. I want to see what stretches next tonight. They're out of Collinsville, Pennsylvania, outside the western part of the state. But it's been in there over many times. We also heard about the loose cannon, 7920 John Deere Pro Stock. That means big cubic inches and one big turbo. off into the distance like a ball. Here's what we're chasing. 327.74 and 326. 42. I don't know if I got that one right. Stay with me. Let me go check.
So get up and close trade, but still really open the door. And then a little bit of stamina on playing with this right a bit around. She has a front push and a back push on that one. Nice to see with their shot. The shot's good. How about the push down our speed? Chris Hill on the second. Finished second last night. With no more than about 20 minutes run time. Chris drove pin green up at 326. Did one last night with Josh going 356. And Josh finished second with this one at 338. Yeah, so back to this one that I messed up on the story earlier. We went out to Ohio yesterday to get it, and it wasn't finished. So we worked all night. Actually, then Thursday, we worked all night. And he left out there at like 3 in the morning. And he got home at 9:30 yesterday morning. And they brought the thing here last night, and they towed it down the sideline over there where the trucks were lined up, and they had it running. Because that's the first it had ran, other than a little bit to get it in the truck. So they came out here, and he did, pulled it wide open, and broke that new motor in, going 338 feet and finishing second, and that wound up to 32.7 miles per hour. So Chris Hill moved that terminator a little bit to the left, so they're not starting out the soft spots from the previous tractor. You don't often see one driver pull 3 tractors in the class. I've seen them a couple times, but you sure don't often see it, especially when they're not his. I have his phone number. In fact, I thought of it earlier. I'd have texted him and said, pretend like this belongs to Nancy Pelosi. He probably got a broadcast on that. Let's see how it goes. He had that first one wound up, which is now in the number 2 spot, 1.5 foot behind the leader. This is John Morgan from the Mountain team out of Shippensburg. Chris Hill, the Shippensburg doing the driver.
323.05, 30.8 on the speed for Chris Hoyt driving the Martin tractor.
Somebody in the crowd.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the Martin family right now. Good grief.
John Deere's, whether it's here or in Ohio or wherever. And the answer is 8 cubic inches.
Here's what we're shaking down right now.
80 cubic inches. And a big buck John Deere starts off at 619 for
327.74. Everybody's been shooting for it. Got 3 to go. 2 more to go with that darn deer coming back. We hope. Next up should be fully loaded. And then the next.
And he moved instead to the left about 1 more foot. Going to continues the line of the still square. So they try to ride it out. Because if you touch the right line, we get sent back to the field. That's what it is. Oh, listen to it, Bob. Alcohol Superstock, folks. It's Ethan Luca. Super nice guy. I didn't get to talk to him yesterday, so I introduced myself this evening. We had a real nice conversation, and he was kind enough to raise the hood up on this tractor. And of course, it's all electric. It just rises up on electric over hydraulic cylinders. And you talk about beautiful machine work and workmanship under the hood of this tractor. You would not believe it. Here comes super stock alcohol burning John Deere plow. 644 cubic inches and 3 turbos. And this scan him or zoom him, I should say, on that rear of that tractor. You're going to see 2 turbos down in each corner, 1 in each corner, and then 1 big one right behind the hood of it. So she's 2 stages of boost. The turbos down in the corner are big. And the top one that's feeding them is probably 6-inch. And the RPMs are going to be unbelievable. So thankful the Hawkins come in here from Ohio to compete with these guys. It's called Fully Loaded. It finished 3rd last night. Had a real nice pass.
I got on my sheet. Delroy, Ohio. Jeff Hawkins. Fully loaded, John. 6, 2283.06. 28.7 on the speed, if you keep it slow. Nutcase and that darn deer left to go. 327 and some change. We'll just call it 328 going to have to get it done.
These 24s that are probably set right up 5/8 of an inch tread. Almost 3 times the height to get a hold of that track. They don't have the width, but they got a little taller tread. But I would bet you something that sled is going to go back to the right. And it did. She's about the middle now. The right down on the hill is flashing. Left side's going right. He's going to bring it down the middle. He's got the advantage that he's already come down through here twice. So, now, this is turning into his own tractor. And here comes the powerhouse of place. He's going to Nutcase. It's 970. According to 1975 model, this tractor. That's all custom built. And it is what a huge competitor. Then coming to try to raise the Shippensburg started out with postcards I was sitting in a lawn chair one night down the grade track and looked down there at that group of trees over top the roof of the sled. The group of trees up on the hill, to the right of that was the old track. And this guy was on probably a 9 or 1070 case in the hot class. And he put the right jersey wall about halfway down the track, took the front wheel off of it. And he got right back in the throttle and carried the front end, clear down the track like he never lost the right front wheel. And I knew then, this dude, he's a fierce competitor, and he's got a lot of nerve. And he was riding her out. Made it look like it was all meant to be. You know, a lot of people would have panicked. I see how it goes. It's got the air cooler and the turbocharger on it like a stress case because of problems last night. So I'm crossing my fingers for this race.
$275 on the DQ for Chris and Nutcase.
Yeah, definitely. Not what he had planned after driving home last night and back 3 hours tonight. But at least they held together. And we got to drive those 2 John Deeres. And we have 1 John Deere left to go. I hope. space. Very Crystal went out of bounds at 275.94. 6th place, one battle left. Not going to deal. It was unable to back. And now, we're moving to 5. Superstock four-wheel drive.
Our sponsor for the 2025 season for Pull Off Productions. Spring Garden Repair 1-3, Ag Industrial, Full Load Engineering, Dixie Drivetrain, Hasler Diesel, Foreman Grains LLC, East West Drilling Incorporated, and AKE, the world's best fire extinguisher.
Thanks to Beneficial Auction Service in Carlisle. Thanks to Shepherd's Auction and Equipment at Shippensburg. Thanks to Steins in Casa. That's Russell Hill Dam is right up in Connellsville, Pennsylvania, with the loose cannon. John Deere taking the win. And those supercars. Making up for not a bad night last night, but a whole lot better for him tonight. Got to figure it out now. She's on the tractor. She says, we'll do the tractor drive. And now also, okay. Platoon, and congrats to them. Shane Trump will be the first to 5 in Superstock 45 music class. We'll have Washington Keeper and turn it down and come back at the end. The boss car snowball. So, many of you folks have seen these trucks run before, and they were like 460 cubic inches and 360 labor. And the Superstock diesel. About 2,000 horsepower. Crazy action, Johnny White. Goes up to class 5.
Russell got a little shy on me there. That's understandable.
Doing a beautiful job. There's the 200 foot mark.
Superstock 4x4 coming at you now.
And thanks to Keystone Crop Insurance Services of Waynesboro.
Shane's Lake coming up first, coming out of Belfont, Pennsylvania. On the snow money. We'll give you the rundown. So here's, oh, sorry, wrong one.
makes it faster to respond. If we're looking for fire extinguishers, we highly recommend this Stop Fire for your next fire extinguisher. Use it around the house, farm, work, motorsports, etc. But you can get a 15% discount if you use the code POP for your next order.
This is our run-in order. Snow Money coming up first. Outlaw, Chapter 11, Crazy X, and Jenny Light in that order. Shane Flex, no money.
I've never seen this truck. He was an 026. He hasn't been out. I don't know.
He just came in third up in Meadville. Out of 10 trucks. He just came in like second or third.
All right, Dodge fans. Look at that. Snow Money. Oh, from Belfort, Pennsylvania. Shane Fleck. That's up the road a ways. I have an uncle that lives in Belfort. Belfort is, let me think, French for beautiful fountain. This class will be wound tight. 5 of them. It's going to be exciting.
.4 on the speed. We'll show you that on the board in just a second. .28603, 26.4. The Outlaw coming up next.
But they all come in power. If they like square bodies, check this out. It's called the Outlaw. Curtis Zimmerman from the area. 85 model GMC. Spirit Cummins. Started with a Dodge. They also have square body. 85.
I'm going to assume you could not hear Brian Yeager. The sled is set. The sled is set for this class.
He didn't set a Hook to the right of center.
286.03. That's what Curvin and everybody else is chasing.
He said the best part of this bird is if you can win and not have to work on it. You hear that, Austin? I would be a good choice. Green is out for Lava.
.702, 28.3 on the speed. 307. That's what they're going to be chasing, 307.02. Chapter 11 coming up next, Crazy X, Jenny Light, and I think we have that exhibition coming back, but I don't see it. The Wild Willie. Don't know what's going on with Wild Willie.
96 ball of Ford, code Chapter 11. I've seen this man as far as 4 hours from home. Running this ABS that's now 6.7 Cummins. After that 100,000 small deck height, a little bit stronger block. 6.7 has a Siamese cylinder that 5.9 doesn't. Norman Bushmayer with Chapter 11 at 350 split in the Cummins. Man, that was a very rough start. Bounced out there at 11.4 feet, so we'll back up. Try that again. Oh man, that was a very rough start. Bounced. Okay, we're on the bottom road in Shippensburg. They're a banner sponsor, but they're also a platinum sponsor here this weekend. We appreciate that.
.9 on the speed for Norman. We'll get you that rundown in just a second so you can kind of see where everybody's shaking up. Give her the bean. There we go. Garvin! He's still in the lead, 307.02. There, that's what they're chasing. 2 more to go. Crazy X and Jenny Light. Old Willie T was underneath this one. I got clutch dust all over me. Had to wash my hands about 5 times, trying to get this clutch back together. Smokey was working on it. Got it done. Just in the nick of time, loaded up. Going back on track.
It's kind of flat and a little bit wider than the original one. Has been used since 1976. And then in 1977, for this inside body style, the last year the car up in the grill, they came out with that big blue and white poster. It said, "Built for tough."
John Nance coming up next. Crazy X.
They use that everywhere. This one's built for tough.
New Park, Pennsylvania. Got the Fummins going. 298.8, 298.8, and I believe it's 28.8 on the speed. 28.6. There we go. Old eyes aren't looking too good, working too good anymore. Takes over number 3 spot though, just ahead of Show Money, Snow Money, Jenny Light coming last. Jenny Light, Montrose, Pennsylvania. You know he likes Dodges. Probably long walks on the beach. Dodge 2500. Beautiful truck. It's a classic case of DOT versus cut tires.
The tracks to the Terminator's north back at the starting line up because there's some serious holes being dug there. They're scratching them in and trying to roll them tight. So there's not a bunch of soft spots. We're going to maintain that track for one more truck in this class, but a dozen limited light or light limited protractors to come out. So lots and lots of horsepower in that class, and we're trying to tear up the track. So we're trying to keep it in the best condition possible.
Got the sled parked all the way to right center. Be a hero or a zero? See, we'll find out in a second.
Thanks to One Fleet Performance, located in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, specialized in light-duty diesel repair, components, transmissions, and field and barge platforms. One Fleet Performance, a proud pull-off productions sponsor. And thanks to Spin Garden Repair, engine, machine, and quality parts, located in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. They specialize in diesel engine machine work and parts distribution, machine work on blocks, hooks, cranks, rods, and more. Top quality service and reliable products. Their number is 717-768-3860. Spring Garden Repair. There's the first gen. First gen barges were 89 to 93. This is the final Duel style. That was the same as the 91 2-3. But it's got about 1,000 more horsepower. Yeah, it's got 1,500 more horsepower than the first gen had. Not a bit, but Jenny Light.
29166 for Matt Holbrook. There you see the speed, 27.1 on the speed. How's it shake down? This is how it shakes down.
John Vance, Crazy Extra, 298.8. Truth going to Matt Holbrook and Kenny Lake, just moved 291.66 feet. Trip, Shane Fleck with the Snowman Dodge, 6.02.
Curvin Zimmerman back on the track.
We got a bunch of good stuff in here. Most of these things like some others. Question. What is the most popular car of all time? Tell it to us. I know what you read this thing. A pair of some sort. What's the most popular car of all time? But if you don't know that, come from America's first motorcycle. What was America's first motorcycle? Sanitary services in Shippensburg. That's the big place of livestock market. Now, Curtis Zimmerman coming back for his trackside photo shoot, and then we'll move into one of the contractors. Shane Scott wasn't with us last night, but he's back tonight driving black and blue out of the Penn shed. Matt Smith drove it last night, section 7. Shane's in the seat tonight, and he's going to be the first of 12 in that class. We'll be followed by Brent Miller, the Duel New Pounder. He's right as back, Cody X back, Matt Smith, Kenny Whitman, Jeff Kudarachi. Chris Conroy, Mark Smith, Mike Whitman, and Will Allison, everybody that had a playout last night is back tonight. So kudos to this group. Glad to have them. There's the outlaw. Exhaust out of the turbo, so we're mixing them together. It's a powerhouse that was fast at 2,500 horsepower range. Shane Scott of New Shippensburg, driving black and blue, the Duel coverage. Started life as a New Holland 8570. The Shippensburg Beverage Center and Southbound Storage.
85 light pro stocks coming at you right now, giving it to you free, public. Usually we do it the other way around where we give the early class away for free, but the committee said, hey, you know what, just do it later so we can get a crowd. We oblige. If you like what you're seeing, consider joining the membership, WWTV on YouTube. Click live supporter, cancel anytime. I ain't gonna twist your elbow if you want to watch it. Look at the show. Take responsibility before we get started in this light pro stock class. Spring Garden Repair 1-3, Ag Industrial, Full Load Engineering, Dixie Drivetrain, Hasler Diesel, Foreman's Grain LLC, East West Drilling, INC and AKE Stop Fire, and also Ground Shaker, helping out pull off production for the 2025 season track.
That's a $10 admission for adults and $5 for children. Free fair truck and tractor films. Trucks and dirt drives. With dirt drives, wide street trucks, and winter and ag trucks. Show. Tuesday night, we had a free Wednesday night anticipation and drive trucks with one post-out class, as well as Bill Productions King of the Farm and the 3A Limited Pro 4-wheel drive trucks and Interstate Mark Tracos. That's going to be a great show, folks. Friday night the 25th. Fair parking admission only. Can't beat that. And the same thing for Saturday night with Nutrien and Ag 9,500-pound tractors, wide street trucks, dirt drags, and fireworks. And at the end of the night, the dirt drag shootout in memory of Paul and Doris Penaz. And don't forget the famous crash show here at the Shippensburg Fair on Wednesday the 23rd. Spend the day, spend the week, spend every evening with us. We'll be happy. Curtis Food, New Holland, put it that way. Black and Blue, 8570. Shane Scott. Like I said, he wasn't here last night, so maybe drove it from 7th out of 12. And all 12 are back tonight. If Shane's not completely happy with this ride down the middle, he can drop it and come back at the end after he's had plenty of time to cool down. I think Farmers Racing Collectibles is here again tonight. I know they were last night. Racing Souvenirs and Collectibles. They have all kinds of real cool tractors and stuff. So if you don't catch them here, catch them at Back Up Road in Fayetteville. Farmers Racing Collectibles. Racing Souvenirs and Car Collectibles.
watch one more. We're gonna watch one more. 298.9, 30.5 on the speed. We're gonna watch one more. Man, look at that pretty Ford over here. Duel, New Holland. We're gonna talk about the sled real quick. 32,000 pounds dry. Each weight in there weighs about 2,000 pounds. Probably got about 6 pounds in the box right now.
Driving 1366 International. Last night. Thanks to thanks to Sensney Seeds of Shippensburg for their banner sponsorship. All right, Binder fans, here comes a black stripe, 1466 called FWD.
.98, 29.8 on the speed for Brent. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. Brent now. 309 for Brent.
Up next with Midnight Harvester.
Oh, sorry.
Last night. However, his other tractor, Midnight Edition, finished third. So class fish one is driving first tonight. The one that finished third last night is going to be the game track and the sled setting. And 35 in the number 11. position with the second 1066 and right, sharp left. The last forward from long right. Remember the Crocus song, Midnight Moonlight. This is Midnight Harvester.
$265.14, 26514. Tough ride, hard ride, 26.1 on the speed.
Up next with the Storm 3688 International. That finished 5th last night.
Here's the class lineup. Sorry, I had to organize it. Elbow deep, 301.98 so far. That's what everybody's chasing. Black and blue, I think he's dropped and come back. He'll come back later. Pennsylvania. Cody and the Storm coming up next.
They're by their sponsorship.
Tractor gets hot on the hood, not so much the side shield. We're talking about whether or not he was going to wrap this thing, paint this thing, polish this thing. We don't know what we're doing with this thing yet. He said wrap probably be too hot, probably burn off, especially on the top. Even though that sticker's right there on the side, you can't see it because the tractor's in the way.
This is a claim to the
Kenny Rippian Jr. and Green Machine in the house. He's going down.
And it's a good looker and a good runner. Got a little smoke coming out of it back there, but
There's Kenny.
hasn't got the clutch out yet.
Going back to the storm.
Thanks to Signs of Shippensburg. So there's the Metmobile, another Geo tracker. Coming around the back of the steps, so the tracker's soon to follow. There it comes. Coming up from New Tripoli, PA, second generation international tractor driver. His dad coming down there, I believe that's dad in the Geo. The first time I ever met him on the Rolling Thunder 966 was right here at the Shippensburg track. Now that's Nate. He's having a blast. Nate's a crew chief. And he's the mayor of Kenton. Here's Flip last night. This is a play-on 88 Series International. 3688 was pretty decent size. The last all-international tractor made in May of what, 84? Was a 5488 front-wheel assist, and it still exists. This one's called the Storm. The fourth of 12 in the class.
.29701, 29701, 30.2 on the speed for Cody.
I was just checking with the girls on the trivia questions. Nobody correctly answered the most popular car of all time. They did answer correctly. America's first motorcycle. That was the Indian, 1901. Made in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Puts him in third spot right now.
Correct. He's 29701. Puts him in the number
Wonder if
two
Shane's
spot.
won that pullback.
Went through the class. That's good. He's driving for Shippensburg in the night. He's out there practically in 298.9, 87. He's coming with his own tractor now. That won the class last night. The Ford 9700. Called Fast Forward. He's with the college team. Way under the right pole. Thank you for watching.
Under the hood of this thing, on the bottom of the tractor, working in the clutch, tightening them up, bolts.
time to clean this out for last night's winner. On that food -700. Number 5 with 12 in the cost. Smoky Spill of Shippensburg.
.3 on the speed. What's that going to do? Let's pick it up a little bit. Number 1 spot. Fast forward, elbow deep goes to 2. I'm going to say the Storm is 3 right now. And we'll update that distance for black and blue in just a second.
Person, got your wallet back. We ran the credit card to max, but we do have your wallet. Hunter Hatter. His name is out now for Kenny Rickman Jr. on the green machine. .6 and a speed of 27.3. That is a mod turbo, just so you guys know. Jeff McLaughlin is up next with the minute. Those little geo trackers down there behind the Terminator sled.
Puts him in the number 5 spot. But again, I do see Shane Scott over there.
Chip finished second last night.
They're doing some yard work. They got the leaf blowers over there, trying to cool the thing down.
Today, last night's number 2 tractor. Tractors. Let's see where he goes. Our car leaders fast forward at 3:13 and 6, and that's Young Spring right down there on the left sideline. He's got his eye on it. 3:14 would make his night. Let's see what happens. Just a minute. $327.96, 327.96 for Jeff McLochie. 31.8 on the speed. That's going to shake things up. Is up next with his Vermont International. Got a midnight edition. He was out there.
Dominion taking over number 1 spot. Fast forward, it goes to 2. Elbow deep goes to 3.
Number 7 spot right now. Here comes the top. Question. What is the most popular car of all time? Give me a 5-wheel tour. Most popular car of all time. answer. And one of them was started in Pennsylvania. He's right. Midnight edition finished third last night. If he wants to be third here tonight, he'd have to pump out Brent Miller's LBD. It's a 301.98. Second right now is Matt Smith in fast forward. And Jeff Michelacci just took over the lead. And here comes he for the second tractor down from Vermont. Midnight edition with the green lights on.
$310.55, 31055, and 29.1 on the speed.
Up next, Chris Carver of Cambridge, New York. Has a little fire coming out the pipe.
Puts him in the number 3 spot. Good run. Got a couple left, couple 3, 4 left.
This tractor looks just as good behind 5 pounds as it does on the outside. Beautiful workmanship. Of Shippensburg, thanks to Jones and Martin Auctioneering of Carlisle. And thanks to Hooper Incorporated of Shippensburg, I like this one. The Case IH store, 12 South Main Street, Shippensburg. Hooper Incorporated.
You can't see it, but he's saying, go this way. No, go this way.
That was also the first year that Alabama record started. First full year for the most popular car in history. I don't know if we got that answer yet, but there's a big one. First year for full pickup to get twin high-beam suspension. And I got the car. The most popular car in history is a Ford Mustang.
Okay.
Everybody knows a Ford
Don't know
Mustang.
where you are. Don't know who you're watching with. Take a picture of how you're watching. Send it to me on Facebook or text me. We like to see how people are watching at home. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thanks to Pull Off Productions, Joey Radon, the Shippensburg Truck and Tractor Pullers letting us go live for this last class of this night. Follow Pull Off Productions. Cameroni 302-933-0293, 29.5 on the speed. That's gonna shake it up a little bit. Going into the 3 spot. 4 spot is Chris Cameroni, but bumping down elbow deep.
Speaking of thanks to Josh and Stock FWD, Shippensburg second track to both committed. One is hometown track. And a pretty rough ride last night, finished 11th. And here comes the crown, and a beautiful replica of a Ford 8700. And it's called Faster Yet. It's got a Matt Smith on Fast Forward one last night, and it's got a second with Fast Forward, who's Faster Yet, because he's big at it. Prices for the also has a deal for 9,600. That is close to the right number, fast on the interstate circuit. So we have them on Brooklyn and we are check the night, folks, and I sure hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Hearst Series. Thanks to Booster Farm Equipment at Shippensburg, your New Holland there. They couldn't just off at 620 of I-81 and long time supporting and sponsor here at the Shippensburg events. And thanks to Timmons Oil Incorporated of Learstown. All right, Mark. 328 feet. Check that box. See how it goes. The faster yet.
And his mom, they were helping feed us with the chickens tonight. Again, can't say enough about the guys. The Martins going out, Holly Hope, the Forrester family feed the pullers. Yeah. 25425.
Like the American flag on like doors and then tape. Make an American flag on your back.
Still walking. More ink. Does he need to rate a bigger so he don't have more fell in there?
Like,
I think Mike Weekland is a scratch. I got it on the sheet. He's a scratch. Mike's a scratch, right? Is Red Fever a scratch too? I can't see. I think Red Fever might be down there. There he is.
looks like we hit all those sponsors twice. We appreciate each and every one of them. And we appreciate your attendance.
Red Fever, Eli Zimmerman coming out of Macungie, Pennsylvania. Did I say that right? Macungie? Red Fever. 1466. One of the more popular international harvester pulling tractors.
Alright, let's see, let's make that the final competitor here tonight. Thanks to Playoff Productions.
What black is they do? Are they coming back?
Yeah, he's coming back.
He doesn't know that.
Who?
Brian, he thinks this is the last one.
No, that's one to go. He don't count the one that's up there. That's the one he.
There's smoke coming off the pipe. It's a little slow. Right over the hood of the striker tractor. No more. There we go. Thank goodness. Eli Zimmerman of Macungie. Yeah.
Punji, there you go.
Where they hold the famous antique truck show each year. Here comes the tracker. This big mate. That's made every long horn again. He's a weaver. There we go. Good night. Be careful going home there, buddy. Eli Zimmerman with the other feeder is a vehicle. 1366.
Got some ghost flames on there if you can see it.
And it's the final one in the class.
He comes back. Yeah, he's gone back now. Let's keep it going. Already have it, you know, here. Oh. Almost like it's too high.
Right in the middle of the track.
We got one more yet.
You see how it goes. To Eli Zimmerman.
Yeah, but there's nothing down there I'm going to be able to do. I'm just sitting down here.
It's about 2.5 hours from home. Like good 2 hours. Hopefully it goes well. And speaking of time, we're doing good. It is 9:30 on the dot.
I don't think too high of a gear.
$298.14, $298.14, 27.9 on the speed.
Nobody told me it dropped. Randall caught me on a text. Shane Scott's black and blue got it started. Smokey was driving. 298.9. I wasn't aware that he wanted to come back at the end, so hang tight. It ain't over yet. Just got a text that says they want to bring him back. Alright, you had that option. I should have been. For the number 6 spot, so let's hope we get better. than that this time.
Sometimes it's surprising.
And Jeff Federaci was about to cross his fingers like, yeah, I think he does better, but I think I can stay out front. I want to get out there, get the check and the picture. Yeah, they don't know. This black and blue tractor won a victory a couple of weeks ago. So, it's not over for the last one.
Sorry, it's 29814. It's got on the leaderboard right now, just so you guys know where he's at. And here comes the last final competitor, black and blue.
I saw the final competitor. Black and blue. Finished seventh last night. Come in and set it up and see how that works for Smokey. Okay, the green's out for the final 1 mil. Black and blue.
Alright, 314, 89, 314, 89, and 30.1 on the speed for Matt Smith. While we're waiting on Jeff to come back, we're going to flash the Possum one more time. Hey, thanks for tuning in to this free stream. Like Pull Off Productions on Facebook, WWP TV, Shippensburg Truck and Tractor Polls. Like them all on Facebook. Hey, if you watch the free stream, consider becoming a member. We've got a lot of polls coming up. We got Langford. We're going to East Concord, New York this Friday. And Langford later in the year, I know we're doing Canfield. It's going to be huge. Then we're going to go back to Canfield and do the big shootout. Pulling for cash is what we're calling it. And we got a lot of stuff left to do.
This person
Is he not coming back?
I don't even know where Joey is.
Oh, okay. Hey, check out these cool sponsors.
That's out Myers, man. That's
Spring Garden Repair, Ag Industrial 1-3 Performance, Full Load Engineering, Dixie Drivetrains, Hazler Diesel Performance, Foreman's Grain LLC, East West Drilling Incorporated, and AKE, the world's best fire extinguisher. Get you some of that. I'm Will Witt, Tanner Snellbaker, filming the starting line, Ryan Yeager doing the announcing. And Greyhound, that's right, Greyhound Media doing the, what do you want to call it, the hype stuff.
Marketing for pull off.
And marketing for pull off. I don't see Jeff, so I think we're going to shut her down right here. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are awesome. All my subscribers love you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Good night.
How much did your site cost?
What?
What's the cost for your thing you think?
25 bucks.
A month?
I cheated that last class.
Why's that?
I had the live stream on my phone. You go in the middle there.
But you're at like a 10-second delay.
Yeah, I know that's why it helps. So then when I pay it this way, I oh, got her! Yeah!
Get it
I'm caught.
Get tatted at the track. You like that? Hey. Give me 125 grand, I'll have it on the jumbo truck. My name is Ryan. How many people we have watching?